always prided herself on being the voice of justice, the one who could see through lies and expose the truth. She was in her late 50s, long past the peak of her career as a writer, but in the world of social media, she had found a new calling. Her blog, called Talk About It with Natalie, had amassed thousands of loyal followers. Her reputation as a no-nonsense, truth-seeking online commentator gave her a sense of power, and she thrived on the influence she wielded. One day, Natalie's inbox was flooded with an urgent message. It was from Big Brenda, a woman she'd never met, but whose story had already caught Natalie's eye. Big Bren, it seemed, had been married to a successful businessman, LaRon Harris, and she claimed her husband had been abusive. The allegations were serious, and Natalie's eyes gleamed with anticipation. This was exactly the kind of story that could catapult her blog to new heights. Big Bren's tale was heartbreaking. She spoke of long years of mental and physical abuse, of a marriage that had crushed her spirit. Natalie's heart went out to her, and before long, she had convinced Big Bren that their fight for justice needed a bigger platform. Together, they would expose LaRon for the man he truly was. LaRon, a respected entrepreneur with a growing tech startup, was blindsided when Big Bren filed for divorce and made her accusations public. But instead of cowering, LaRon fought back. He filed his own legal claims, denying everything Big Bren had said, and quickly the situation spiraled into a bitter war. Big Bren was angry. LaRon had dared to challenge her story in court, and his defense lawyer called her accusations fabricated, a term that sent her into a frenzy. That's when Natalie saw an opportunity. She could feel the power shift. The energy of a scandal was ready to explode. She encouraged Big Bren to escalate, using her blog and social media channels to amplify the drama. Natalie began publishing detailed accounts of LaRon's alleged misdeeds, weaving in her own commentary and spinning the narrative in Big Bren's favor. But it wasn't enough to simply publish the story. Natalie recruited a group of online supporters, women who had suffered in similar relationships, to back Big Bren's claims. They flooded social media with posts condemning LaRon, dragging his reputation through the mud. Natalie's followers rallied behind her, sharing her posts, commenting with their own versions of victimhood, and slowly but surely LaRon's brand began to deteriorate. His business suffered. His social media pages were flooded with hate messages, and he began losing contracts. The pressure was unbearable, but through it all, LaRon maintained his innocence, and the cracks in Big Bren's story began to show. Soon people began questioning Big Bren's credibility. The more they dug into her past, the more inconsistencies they found. She had manipulated evidence, used Photoshop to doctor photos of alleged bruises, and had lied under oath about key events in their marriage. Natalie, however, was still blinded by the chaos she had stirred. She continued to push her narrative, ignoring the mounting evidence that Big Bren's claims were false. But the truth was a powerful thing, and it couldn't be buried forever. Investigations revealed that Big Bren had concocted the entire story to gain leverage in the divorce and to ruin LaRon's career. It was a calculated move, driven by anger and a desire for revenge. Natalie, in her blind pursuit of drama, had helped her, and now she was facing the consequences. The backlash against Natalie was swift and unforgiving. Her followers, once so loyal, turned on her. They were furious that they had been manipulated, that they had unknowingly participated in destroying an innocent man's life. Her social media channels were deleted. Her blog flagged for spreading false information and defamation, and sponsors pulled their support. Natalie's empire of influence crumbled overnight. Then came the legal consequences. LaRon, with the help of his attorneys, filed a lawsuit against Natalie for defamation, invasion of privacy, and the unlawful sharing of private information. The case made headlines, and the courtroom drama was every bit as intense as the online war Natalie had stirred up. In the end, Natalie was not only financially ruined, but also facing criminal charges for the role she had played in publicly disseminating false information. The woman who once held herself as a champion of justice was now a cautionary tale. Her career was over, her reputation shattered, and her followers had all turned on her, leaving her isolated and facing legal battles that threatened to consume her. Natalie had meddled in the lives of others, and now, as she sat in the courtroom facing charges, she realized the price of her obsession with online power had cost her everything. The moral of the story is that meddling in the lives of others, spreading misinformation, and seeking personal gain through the suffering of others can lead to devastating consequences. It highlights the dangers of blindly trusting and amplifying false narratives without considering the truth, and the importance of integrity and responsibility in both online and offline actions. This story serves as a reminder that reputations, lives, and careers can be destroyed by the misuse of influence and the power of social media, and that one's actions, particularly when driven by malice or revenge, will ultimately have a reckoning day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.